Hello everyone. Today we're gonna be fixing a Sony Xperia Z2 LCD. So if you have something to heat up to remove the back cover and the LCD, you can use a heat gun or the hair dryer. In my case, I have LCD removal, so I'm gonna use that one. You can set the temperature to 85 Celsius. On the heat gun, you can set up to 300 Celsius. Let the heat off the phone to remove the back cover. In most of the cases, the back cover does get break, so let heat up real good and then try to remove it. In that case, it probably comes out in one piece, but in most of the cases it doesn't come out in one piece, but you can try. In my case, this phone has already, the back is shattered, so I'm not gonna be really careful about it. But if you have the phone which has the back covers in one piece, then you should heat up the phone real good before removes it, and be careful. And don't heat up too much, you can destroy the motherboard, and sometimes even battery can get destroyed because of the heat. Just enough to remove the adhesive from the back. Again, if you're using a knife is actually not recommended while you're fixing the phone. Since I don't have any other tool to remove it, I'm gonna use a knife. But I'm just gonna warn you guys, don't use a knife, and if you are using, you gotta be real careful. It's too dangerous. So I'm just gonna warn you that don't use a knife, and if you are using, make sure you use real carefully. If you have a pry tool, that works better. So try to use pry tool if you have one. I don't have one. I'm just trying to get the back cover as is and not to completely break it. That's why I'm just hitting on the phone, time to time. If you just want to break it, then you can just take it out in one shot. Okay guys, so we have removed the back cover. Carefully opened, gently open the back cover, remove it, and now we're gonna actually remove the speakers to uncover the LCD flax cable, so that when we are actually taking the LCD out, it doesn't break the flax cable that connects the motherboard. Just be careful while removing these cables, because on the Sony Xperia there are many cables which are really thin and they get breaks easily. In many cases I had the same phone and the cable broke, and to replace the small cable you had to replace the whole main cable that comes with the small accessories. So just be careful, remove these cables, because if that get break, that's another task. Remove the clip, then push it to the right side. I guess we'll have to remove vibrate motor too. The cable is real thin too, so make sure you remove that too. Okay, so that's a vibrate motor. Carefully unplug the wire. Lift the cable up, and then the LCD cable, digitizer cable, and now we're gonna be removing the LCD. So we're gonna be using the heat gun if you want to use it, or the LCD removal tool, whichever you prefer. Again guys, if you need any parts, then you can find the link in the descriptions. We do sell the parts in the wholesale price, so if you want, if you're a repair shop or if you're retailers, you can buy from us, and we provide the best service and the best price. Since I'm not gonna be using the same LCD, I don't care how hard it is and if it's gonna come out in one piece or not, but just kind of try to remove it in one piece so it doesn't damage the frame, because I'm gonna use the same frame. So just remove the LCD. I'm gonna be putting in a brand new LCD. In your case, if you're only removing the digitizer, you still have to remove the full LCD, but just be careful not to damage the LCD, because this LCD they get break easily. So just be careful. The more you hit the phone, it's easy to get out. Alright, so I'm not gonna go through all the steps, but you saw I heat up the phone, remove the LCD. Now LCD is different, and using the same frame, just gonna clean up the borders around it before I put the new LCD on it. Sony LCD. We're gonna be using actually the glue instead of adhesive, because I guess my belief is that if you put the glue, you will have better results of putting the LCD together than adhesive. I tried using the adhesive tape before, but it doesn't work that good. After some time it just pops out. So that's why I'm going to use a crazy glue. If you're in Canada, you can buy it in Lowe's, Home Depot, Canadian Tires, many other places. Just apply the glue all around, not much, a little bit, each and every corner. Alright, carefully put the LCD back on the frame. Gently press it. Make sure it's flush according to the frame. If it's not aligned, the probability is that the LCD will break. So when you're putting the LCD back, just make sure it flushes with the frame. Otherwise your customer will come back to you, say my LCD broke in 2 days. Alright, so LCD is back. I'm just gonna put back everything together now. Again, be careful, these cables are really fragile, it breaks easily. Don't push too much pressure on it, gently work around, put the LCD cable. Yeah, that's the digitizer cable. Make sure you clip that wire. You just press it nicely so it completely clip with the motherboard flex cable. Before put back everything together, just want to make sure everything is working the way it's supposed to. Check all the areas of the LCD. The touch functionality is working. If everything works good, obviously you're going to put back everything together. First you're going to put the bottom side, then top side. So we're going to connect the antenna cable first, then vibrate motor cable. Now vibrate motor cable is a little bit tricky. It has a curve, so when you actually put it back, you might be confused in which way to put it in. Just make sure the curved side goes to the left. Now we're going to put a little bit of adhesive on the battery to hold the back cover. Put the screw back on. And the back cover. Again, we're gonna apply the glue around the corners of the back cover. Alright guys, the job is done, and as you can see, it's perfect, working fine. Thanks for watching. If you like, please subscribe. Thanks again.